Good morning, guys. Hope you're having a great morning. Today we are at the Forbidden Cemetery of the McCoy children, owned by John Vance. We get to visit today because it's Memorial Day weekend. So we're going to walk up through here and
Once
show you.
Once upon a time, just to fill you in, once upon a time, nobody ever had a problem visiting this cemetery. It was only after Ron McCoy and Bo McCoy came in here from North Carolina and Georgia and filed a lawsuit against John and Barbara Vance, trying to take control of their property where they could
Now,
they build on, ain't they?
it's over here, isn't it, baby? Behind here. There's another road here. Yeah, they built that thing there, looks like.
It was only after they tried to take control of their property that John went to court, and then they put the cemetery off limits. So the McCoys, in order to try to get some publicity, I was going to let you go through there.
Oh, okay. Whew. Oops.
That they created a problem that we never had.
Right. So there's their house. And then here is Calvin's.
There you go. There's Calvin's. This is the original grave. The monument's off to the left.
I don't know if you can see that
And
or
then,
not. And then here's another one. Oh, a tree fell.
yeah, trees on
Oh
the
my
monument.
goodness.
Almost on the monument.
Yeah. Wow. Holy.
But you can see why it's a privacy issue as close as
Oh, sure.
John's house is.
Oh my goodness. Oh my.
Go ahead and show around there.
Look, it fell from there. Look how close it is to the
Well, some of
monument.
it did fall on the monument.
Right here at us, yeah. Whew. There we go. Step on
Some of
that.
it's cleaned off.
Yeah. I don't know what that is. But, wow. This.
Well, needs to be
Looks
clean.
bad.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Looks like they would move this down to Hardy
Well,
or somewhere in
this
a nut
is where the
pile.
children are.
Yeah,
though.
I know, but you've got a
And
monument that you can't.
They do have the wrong date on there. Hi. Good morning. As you can see, this looks pretty bad. I'm glad it didn't hit the monument, though.
It almost did.
Wow.
It almost hit right on the monument, that big tree there.
Ooh.
And of course the monument's all green and molded over.
Yeah. Looks everywhere.
6 of the 17 children, 16, I'm sorry. 6 of the 16 children of Randolph and Sarah McCoy lie buried here, having suffered untimely death. 3 died bound to pawpaw trees at the mouth of Blackberry Creek in August 1882. 1 is believed to have died of grief because his brother had been shot in his stead. 2 perished when their home was burned in January of '88. The home site is visible across the valley above this place. That's correct. That's correct, see? Tolbert, Elifair, Calvin, Palmer, Randolph, and Wilm. They had Wilm and Randolph's birth dates and everything mixed up. They wanted Randolph to be older than he was. They didn't want Devil Lance to be responsible for killing a 15-year-old boy.
Right.
And there is no secret why they died so young. Pride took control. Youth's song was never sung. Jimmy Wolford, that's our buddy. This marker presented Preservation Council of Pike County by the McCoy family. This marker here was put here 1975, and the peace treaty, what they called a peace treaty back then, or buried the hatchet, was in May of '76. And this is where they all came to. And this is where Jimmy borrowed one of Dad's shotguns that he had got off of Jimmy. And initially he'd bought it from Jimmy, and then it come from Jimmy's grandpa. And then Jimmy had come back and bought it where his grandpa and Willis Hatfield was going to take pictures, both of them holding guns. And then they got up here and was afraid they was going to start the feud back. So they left their guns in their car. And so they didn't take no picture with guns, which is good. I'm glad. Everybody wasn't like Devil Anse that you had to have a picture of a gun holding it to make you a man. But the McCoy brothers from Phelps, Debbie McCoy Autry, her dad, and his brother, her uncle, was responsible. Joseph and Leonard McCoy, and they were responsible for purchasing this monument and putting it up here. They paid for it. In fact, the Hatfield Monument Company from Sarah Ann is the ones, I believe, erected by Henry D. Hatfield, grandson of Captain William Anderson Devil Anse Hatfield, Hatfield Monument Company, Sarah Ann, West Virginia. So they wanted to put that plug there of Captain Devil Anse. That's back before anybody, well, nobody still stands up to it and corrects it, except a few of us throughout the years. There's, it's just not worth the arguing and bickering and that you get from it. But there's nothing that says that Devil Anse Hatfield was ever a captain. We've gone over that and over it. We know that. But there's the monument. It's not much to see right now in the condition that I was hoping, but it's okay. I don't blame them. I hold no animosity toward John Vance, because I'm going to tell you, this never looked like this. This was always cleaned up. It was always a clean path up through here. In fact, you could come up behind this house there and come up to it the way I first started. And it just, this is caused by people wanting recognition. And like I said, Ron McCoy come in here from North Carolina. Didn't know he was even part of the Randall McCoy's family until he was 35 years old. He says in his book, he comes in here and files a lawsuit. He's on behalf of the Pike County Tourism's what he was doing. They wanted to turn a bus down there, bring a tour bus up and turn it. There's not even enough room to turn a car, much less a bus. And of course, there's Jim's property, his house right there sitting. If he didn't have his shades closed, you can see right in his windows. So definitely a privacy issue, but John never had a problem with privacy until they were going to do a bus tour and charge people. They were going to charge people. Pike County Tourism was going to make the money from it, and they were going to bring people to his property, let them walk up through his property and behind his house to view this monument. And John wasn't going to have it, and they filed a lawsuit. I've got the lawsuit. I'll show you a picture of it on my phone after a while, but it was Bo and Ron McCoy versus John and Barbara Vance. But yet in the newspaper, Ron, every time he put something in the newspaper or talked to somebody, he said it's the first time that the Hatfields and McCoys were back in court. Well, I don't know where he got McCoy from, because it was the first time that Vance and McCoys were in court. It had nothing to do with Hatfields. Jim Vance was John's great-grandfather, and Jim Vance was Devil Anse's uncle, but he was not a Hatfield. Jim Vance's sister, Nancy, was Devil Anse's mother, supposedly. Now, we've got some questions going on right now about some DNA as to who Devil Anse really was. Was he a Hatfield or was he something else? Because all, or not all, but, well, yeah, all, but they don't have but two to go by from what I can understand right now. Two great-grandchildren, and the DNA's not coming back to, evidently the Y part of the DNA, it shows your father. It only shows men. And it shows who that father was, who that father, and it goes right on up the line. And it gets up the line from this great-great-grandchild to his dad, to his dad, to his dad, which is Devil Ance's son, and then to Devil Ance. But then when it goes from Devil Ance, the DNA goes in a different direction. And that's where the problem is, because Devil Ance is still Devil Ance, but everybody's not sure, and I don't know the first thing about it. Sheila and I, we're just going by what we're told, but from what we're told and the things that we're shown so far, and they need more people to step up, more West Virginia Devil Ance Hatfield relations step up and be tested so they can clear that up. I wish they would move the monument to a neutral location if John would agree, and I have a feeling he probably would. The cemetery could still be here, the graves could still be there, but at least people could clean this monument. And I wish we would have brought some cleaning material. I actually thought every time we've ever been here, you know, before the lawsuit, of course, so we haven't been here in years ourselves. Yeah. But because John always done it for everybody. And so
He always made sure it was nice and neat up here.
And the path was mowed and weed eated, and yeah, it was always Ron McCoy created a problem that nobody had until and then he's got the nerve to say in his book that it was up to him. There was no local McCoys that was going to step up and do anything, so it was up to him to. And like I say, he must feel really proud that, you know, all the McCoys they are back here, and none of us had the guts or the kahunas to step up and say something. The thing is, none of us back here ever had a problem. We didn't know there was a problem. And there wasn't until Ron McCoy wanted to stand up for the Pike County tourism and take over John's property to run a bus tour. Boys, listen, if you want somebody's property, what do, Sheila?
You buy it.
You buy it from them. They said, well, he's asking too much. Well, then you either buy it or shut up, but you can't take something from somebody. If you want to pay his price, pay it. If you don't, you can't take a man to court and try to take his. He said it was valuable property, and the McCoys are buried there. He come here one time, Ron did, to survey the property to see how they could turn a bus and talk to John and see if they could run a tour. John told him no, and he went to court, and he come back one time after court and said he's never been back on the property, but yet it's a valued piece of history and property to the family. That's nonsense. It was all about commercialization and taking control of John's property. And once he got involved and seen all the newspapers and all the media coverage where he said Hatfield and McCoy, then it became a commercial thing. He enjoyed the attention. Thank you. All right, I'm going to give this back to Sheila, and she can do her thing.
Yeah, I'll say bye. I hope you're having a great morning, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.
Thank you all.